Hello everyone, my name is Lantern Communard and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'll be going over real quick. I have entered a Pokemon Draft League. I am now the coach of your DFW Bisharp, and so we will now be going over my draft team in this video. Oh, and just going to be a general draft analysis of my team and what I have. If you are excited, please be sure for more of the WPF Draft League. Please be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you guys are new. And with all that out of the way, let's get started. So, for those of you who do not know, a Pokemon Draft League is where individuals, trainers named coaches, who are called coaches, each take turns drafting unique Pokemon. Meaning, once a Pokemon is drafted, no one else can draft that Pokemon. And then each week, you battle a different coach until one player is crowned the champion. And I myself have only entered one Pokemon Draft League before. The videos are not up on this channel. However, I haven't, you're just going to have to trust me here. And so we're going to get right into it with my first pick of the Draft League. So I got 10th in the overall draft pick, which is not great because most of the powerful Pokemon were taken before I got the chance. Yes, to draft them. I did actually have the option of Spectrier, but I don't really like it all that much. And I had just used Garchomp in my other league, so I wasn't really going to draft that either. Although I had both of those as options. And so, with that in mind, my first pick was Greninja. Now, Greninja is a fan favorite, a classic Pokemon. Everyone loves this thing. And Greninja is a water dark type with amazing speed and offense. And it's great versatility as well. Versatility is really nice in drafts. After it was what makes Pokemon worth more points. So here we have Greninja. It has great water moves, Hydro Pump. I can do Surf or Dark Pulse. I can miss Hydro Pump if I want. I can use Water Shuriken in for a nice priority with loaded dice. Ice, it gets amazing coverage moves, and why is that still up? Anyway, gets amazing coverage moves, extra sensory, Grass Knot, Ice Beam. The DLC even gave it Sludge Wave, which is a big deal for Greninja. It also has some decent physical moves as well, if I want. It has Acrobatics, Liquidation. I can miss Skunk Shot or Rock Slide if I want. And it even gets U-Turn for Momentum. Some nice support moves as well include Toxic Spikes, Taunt, and Switcheroo to cripple the opponent, and Haze as well is also nice. Alright, Greninja is going to be the main, not really the main sweeper of this league. That's actually left for another pick. But this thing, I expect big things from it. I'm trying not to set my expectations too high, but I'm expecting this thing to come to a lot of matches. Its speed tier is really nice because it's a really fast Pokemon, and the fastest Pokemon is really good. I love speed. So, yeah. So all of that to say, Greninja is fast and offensive. So for my next pick, I went for something more support-oriented. So I decided to draft Screamtail next. Now, Screamtail is a Pokemon that is, in general, not very strong offensively. It's a fairy type, but it doesn't and it gets some offensive moves. You got your Play Rough, your Dazzling Gleam, your your Set Ike, your Size Shock, and your Zen Headbutt and all that. But Screamtail is not going to be doing damage most of the time. It has an amazing supporting move pool that I will be very much taking advantage of throughout the season. Baton Pass is great for momentum, as it is allowed here, but I cannot pass stats. That gets amazing moves as well. Disruptive moves, Disable, Encore, Thunder Wave, Roar, and Trick. Ick are all very annoying moves for the opponent. Can set up hazards with Stealth Rock. Has Wish for recovery, Roar, or to stop setup. Can even set up Reflected Light Screen, or set up itself to deal more damage. if I decide to. But Screentail is a very bulky Pokemon, bulky and fast. It is, as a result, it is very much lacking in offenses. But it is a great draft Pokemon, and I'm very excited to use it for whatever's to come. So with that said, so with all of that said, I decided that I needed to draft a Terra Captain up next, because in this league, you are allowed 2 Terra Captains, and those are the only Pokemon on your team that are allowed to Terastallize and change their type. Alright, now, because this is a Pokemon Showdown Draft League in the Defense Division of WPF that I am in, and I get 2 Terra Captains, but also Terra Preview is active. So, as soon as we enter the battle, they can see exactly what Terra types my Pokemon are, and then they can try to take advantage of it to balance out kind of how unpredictable Terra is. But with all that said, my first Terra Captain is my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon ever, Ceruledge. Ceruledge is great. Anything that has swords for hands instantly becomes 4% cooler. It's a well-known fact at this point. And Ceruledge is, whereas Greninja is a bit more versatile, Ceruledge is all-out offense. Like, there is nothing this thing can do better than just nuke the opponents. It's got strong fire moves in Bitter Blade and Flare Blitz. Bitter Blade is a signature move that heals 50% of the damage that it dealt to the target, which is great for it. It gets the powerful Poltergeist move, which is a 110 base power ghost move. That it that is 90% accuracy. It is really hard to block. Gets incredible coverage in close combat, and in close combat, X-Scissor, Psycho Cut, Iron Head, and there was one more, wasn't there? And Poison Jab. It gets some nice setup moves in Swords Dance and Bulk Up, and can disrupt the opponent if I need it to with Destiny Bond, and with Destiny Bond, disable Will-O-Wisp and Taunt. Now, because Ceruledge is my Terra Captain, it can Terastallize into any type that it wants. So I'm often going to also choose to probably run Terra Blast on this thing, just because of how offensive this thing is. I personally like running defensive Terra types, but I don't oppose to running offensive when necessary. I love, because, we love our Mons where it's just like, they're offensive, but they Terra defensively. I love it. It's ridiculous. The only thing, however, is that Ceruledge does not like hazards at all. In fact, it often wants to run the Focus Sash for its ability Weak Armor to be procced. So, I don't want any Stealth Rock spikes or Toxic Spikes messing that up. So next I drafted a Rapid Spinner, Terapagos. Now, this is a brand new Pokemon that was just released in the DLC. It's got good stats right here. As you can see, Terapagos is just in general it's a very versatile. It's not very versatile, but is super offensive. If it gets all of the good moves you could ever want. Bug Buzz, Aura Sphere, Earth Power, or Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. I think you get Ice Beam, don't you? Yeah? Okay, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Energy Ball, Flash Cannon, and Power Gem, Surf. Earth gets Flare Blitz. It's Body Slam, Crunch, Body Press, and Wild Charge, and so much more. And it has an amazing stab move, Terra Starstorm, which 120 base power, no drawbacks. Real quick, I'm going to explain what Stab is. Stab stands for same type attack bonus, or same type attack boost. I never figured out which. So what that is whenever a Pokemon uses a move that is the same type as its moves will gain a 50% damage boost. So that is insane. That's why a lot of And normal type is actually pretty good in draft. It gives you a nice ghost immune, and Terapagos also learns Rapid Spin, which is a really big deal. Because as this is my team's really only hazard removal, well, there isn't a whole lot I can do once hazards go up. So you'd think that one Pokemon, as this Pokemon has been banned from Smogon OU in the past already, but that was due to Terra. But as if one banned Pokemon wasn't enough, my overall next pick ended up being another banned Pokemon in Urshifu Rapid Strike. This thing is another offensive water type. It is great. I've got 8. It hits through Protect, has a broken signature move. Ooh, it's a nice fighting type. So great offensive typing. And an insane move pool. Well, its broken signature move is called Surging Strikes. A 25 base power move that hits 3 times and always lands a critical hit, meaning a great wall breaker right there, especially as it has Swords Dance as well and breaks through Protect with its abilities Unseen Fist. It doesn't get a lot of disruptive moves really, it's just taunts, but it does get Aqua Jet for priority and Swords Dance, as well as and Bulk Up for setup, as well as Drain Punch, Close Combat, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, although it's more likely going to be an Ice Spinner than Ice Punch, and just Trailblaze as well. This thing has so many moves, and it doesn't know what to do with them most of the time. This is another Pokemon that was banned in Smogon OU. However, this thing is kind of middling in drafts. Like this, I got this thing in the grace period. So, well, initially I had Galarian Zapdos in this slot and was going to swap it for Zarude. But then Zarude got sniped from me. So I ended up with So I thought, you know what? Time to change some plans, as you need to do when all of this starts happening and you get sniped in drafts. That said, I realized that I don't have enough defense on this team. Almost all of it is offense except for Screamtail up to this point. Terapagos can be bulky, but as it doesn't really have recovery, there's not much I can really do about that. So for my next pick, I decided on Hisui and Goodra. It's a nice steel type for my team. It resists with so many resistances. Steel is the best defensive type in the game. And no questions asked. Hisui and Goodra is just a special wall of sorts. It has one of the highest special defense stats that's out there. It's got great HP, amazing defensive typing in Steel Dragon, in okay offenses, and very bad speed, to be honest, but I make it work. It's got some great moves: Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Sludge Wave, Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Surf, Earthquake, Ice Spinner, Heavy Slam, Acid Armor, Body Press, Knockoff, Rock Slide, and Surf. I can heal a little with Life Dew or Rest, but I can also run Curse to set up as well. Oh, this is an interesting Pokemon, and I'm excited to work with it. It's a really cool Pokemon that once again, I'm very excited to work with this and see where this thing goes. So where I decided to go next was I decided to reclaim that lost typing that had been sniped from me by the Zarude. The Zarude had great typing that did synergize really well with Ceruledge, but I wasn't able to pick that up as, like I said, it got sniped from me. So my next pick ended up being Wo-Chen. This was my live Wo-Chen reaction to it. The Pokemon is, once again, it's not really a great Pokemon in most people's eyes. In fact, a lot of people seem to think it's rather bad. But that's just... It does have some okay moves. It's not really going to be doing damage most of the time. It does have Power Whip and Leaf Storm, or if you want to do some damage, but and Dark Pulse as well, but more likely it's going to be knocking off things, going to be clicking Ruination, Screens, or Subseed. Each Stun Spore sets. Back. That's... Now, Wo-Chen here is just going to be annoying to the team. It's not really going to be winning any battles outright. In fact, more likely it's going to just kind of do chip for the most part. It does have... It's just going to be chipping the opponent down. But at that point, I realized I did not have a lot of speed on my team. I had Greninja and Screentail, but those were really my only two fast Pokemon. So with that in mind, I decided my next pick would be Thundurus Incarnate. Now, Thundurus is once again, fantastic Pokemon. Has fantastic coverage. This is my second Terra Captain in Thundurus here. Thundurus doesn't normally have great flying stat, but that makes it an excellent candidate for terrestrialization. And Terra Blast flying allows it to really hit hard on that flying side. I just got great special attack and speed and physical attack as well. It's not very bulky, but its job is mostly offensive. If it's got Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Wild Bolt Storm, Weather Ball is actually fairly relevant on this team, as Screentail does get all 4 weather moves, so realistically, that could come to a match. Also get some great moves on the physical side. Acrobatics. I'm iffy on Supercell Slam, but it does get that Hammer Arm, knockoff. Zen Headbutt, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zen Headbutt. Crunch. But mainly you're going to see it on the special side. When I do attack with it, it does have Bulk Up and Nasty Plot for setting up. Nice U-turn for momentum. And it has the excellent Defiant and Prankster abilities. Defiant raises its attack stat by 2 stages whenever any of its stats is lowered by an opponent, which is a great ability. Honestly, you can never go wrong with this thing, with Defiant. Well, almost never go wrong, unless you're an Empoleon before Gen 9, you cannot go wrong with Defiant. And then Prankster is another annoying ability, which says the status moves have their priority raised by 1. So how it works, this is a very complicated thing, but basically, where a move is in this priority bracket, it depends on where a move is in its priority bracket is how soon it moves. So basically, Prankster means that any status moves I use, like Thunder Wave, Eerie Impulse, or Taunts, will likely be moving first when I decide to click them. Thundurus' job is going to be either Disruption or Sweeping, no matter what happens. Now, as I had mentioned before, Terapagos up to this point is my only hazard removal, and I am running very low on points, so I can't really draft another hazard removal. Well, so because of that, I decided my next pick was going to be my Grounded Poison type. For those of you who do not know, Grounded Poison types are really important in draft because it stops Toxic Spikes from rolling you over. What Toxic Spikes are, I'm not really going to explain that at the moment. Look it up on Bulbapedia or something. But anyway, they are bad. So, but a Grounded Poison type absorbs Toxic Spikes whenever it hits the field. So my last Pokemon ended up being Skuntank. Now, I don't like Skuntank as a Pokemon in general, honestly. It just kind of stinks. And it stinks out loud. But it's okay in draft. It's a lower tier pick for a reason. And I had almost no points left when I drafted this thing. So it's not great, but it gets the job done. It's got Knockoff, Sucker Punch, and Poison Jab. Great moves. Temper Flare is a new one. Endeavor, I can go Boom. I can click Roar. Super Fang can break through walls pretty easily. E, nice coverage moves in Trailblaze, Play Rough, and Flamethrower. And also gets Taunt, which is really nice. A lot of my team members have Taunt, so I can stop setup or stall pretty effectively. But yeah, that is my team for the WPF Pokemon Draft League. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this little breakdown. Once again, you guys know what to do if you did enjoy. And also, please, if you guys want to see more of my content, please be sure to follow my Twitch channel. Links down in the description below. I live stream pretty regularly over there. And we have a great time in general. So, yeah. Please follow me down there. And maybe even talk to me a bit. Who knows? But that's my team for WPF, and I gotta go now, though. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, all the things. Lantern Commuter of Sector 2814, signing off. Peace. Bye.